What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Darren. I'm the BowTie fragrance guy. And of course, I love looking good and smelling amazing. So if you're just like me and you love to do just that, look good and smell great, then guess what? You've come to the right channel. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? And while you're at it, go ahead and hit the bell icon as well, so that way you get notified every time I release a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 niche fragrances that I'm going to be wearing for the summertime. So if you want to know what my top 10 niche fragrances are, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. Okay guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for staying tuned in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Just like my designer list, I'm going to give you guys one quick honorable mention, and that fragrance comes from the house of Jo Malone, and that fragrance is BASIL and NEROLI. BASIL and NEROLI. Now, I will say, of course, the hit with Jo Malone fragrances are that they don't get great performance, and of course, I find that to be true as well. We're talking about only maybe 3 to 4 hours of complete longevity. Now, I personally don't mind that because at the price point I pay for this, I don't mind reapplying this fragrance as I go throughout the course of the day. But it's really, really good, man. It reminds me somewhat of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, which is a fragrance that I love as well. But the basil gives it a little bit more of a spicy kick, and I really enjoy that. So, just missed the top 10, but it is an honorable mention. From the house of Jo Malone, this is BASIL and NEROLI. Coming in at the 10th spot, this fragrance comes from the house of BYREDO, and this one is called Gypsy Water. Now, Ball the Freak is still my baby from the BYREDO house, but this one is a good one as well. Gypsy Water, what you get with this one in a nutshell, it's got a nice citrus opening, kind of piney, kind of green vibe that you get from the mid, kind of foresty. If you can imagine like the kind of pine needles that you smell like if you were in a forest, that kind of vibe in the heart of it. Blends really well with the citrus notes and a nice kind of sweet vanilla type of dry down. So very unique, you know, but I really, really enjoy this one. Again, one of the issues with BYREDO in my experience as well is you don't get great performance, but it smells great. So again, good one for the summertime from the house of BYREDO. This is Gypsy Water. At the 9th spot this year, this fragrance comes from the house of Maison KURKDJIAN, and this is PETIT MATIN. Now again, you talk about a very nice quality citrus fragrance. That's what you're getting with PETIT MATIN. And what I love about it, oh man, is the quality that you smell in this fragrance. There's another fragrance on this list that I really talk about the quality aspect. And again, for me, when it comes to citrus-based fragrances, sometimes it's hard for perfumers to accomplish that really quality citrus vibe because of the notes that are typically used in makeup a citrus fragrance, but not the case with PETIT MATIN. Again, just a very kind of light, airy quality that you get with it, but it's extremely and super fresh, and that's what I love about it. Again, great one to wear, one of the best from that house, in my humble opinion, to wear in high heat. Again, this is from the house of Maison KURKDJIAN. This is PETIT MATIN. Coming in at the 8th spot, this fragrance is from the house of Creed. One of the last fragrances from the house of Creed that I added to my collection. This one is AVENTUS Cologne. Now, when I first got the sample from Creed on this fragrance, I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. But I think, just like a lot of people, that is because my expectation was for it to have more of a resemblance to AVENTUS. And once I was able to kind of, you know, I guess deal with that expectation not being met and really just looked at the fragrance for what it was. Because I'm a collector, I wanted to complete my Creed collection, but also on its own, it's a nice, fresh, kind of fruity, woody scent. Smells great, again, but just don't get it with the expectation that you're getting a lighter version, if you will, of AVENTUS. There's a slight resemblance to it in the opening, but to me, this is totally different scent to me on my skin. But again, nonetheless, one that is good and one that is good to wear in the summertime. That's why I made the list from the house of Creed. This is AVENTUS Cologne. Coming in at the 7th spot, this fragrance is from the house of KILIAN, and this is Bamboo Harmony. Now, what I love about Bamboo Harmony is I am a lover of the house of KILIAN. I like a lot of their fragrances, but most of my fragrance wardrobe that consists of this house are fragrances that you really wear in the colder months. They are really suited for cold weather, but this is one that I have that works really, really well in the hot weather. And of course, that's why, you know, it made the list. Some of the notes in this that really stand out to me are tea and fig. And there's something in this that gives it a very creamy quality as well. But again, it just works really, really great in the summertime. I like tea. I like fragrances that feature the note of tea because in most cases, in my experience, they kind of give this very calming and relaxing vibe, and I love that. You need that in the high heat of the summertime. So this is a good one, guys, from the house of KILIAN, Bamboo Harmony. Coming in at the 6th spot, this fragrance is no stranger to summer niche lists from the house of ROJA. This is ELYSIUM. ELYSIUM. Now, a lot of people, of course, talked about the comparison to Creed AVENTUS when this came out. And while to me it's undeniable that there's some kind of resemblance to the King AVENTUS, this fragrance, as I said in my video where I compared and contrasted the two, does something different. And again, it's a lighter version of it to me. Very sophisticated, but a lighter version of AVENTUS. And what I really like about it, a very distinguishing note in this, is the juniper berry. And like I said, juniper berry is used to make gin, so it kind of gives this boozy quality, but it's really a lighter, more astringent type vibe that you get from juniper berry, but it works really well with the other notes in this fragrance. It gives it, again, just a unique kind of take on, I guess you would say, the AVENTUS DNA, but nonetheless a good one. Great for the summertime, as I said, from the house of ROJA. This is ELYSIUM. Coming in at the 5th spot this year, this fragrance is from the house of LABO, and this one is BERGAMOT 22. This fragrance made my list last year, and it probably will make the list for the foreseeable future because it's one of the best bergamot-based fragrances on the planet, bar none. I love this stuff. Again, you see, man, BERGAMOT 22 on a lot of lists during the summertime because, again, from the LABO house, again, it's just one of the best ones to wear when it's really hot outside. It's plain and simple. Again, a very quality bergamot fragrance. Love the way this stuff smells. If you never put your nose on it, I highly recommend you doing so, at least getting a sample and checking it out from the house of LABO. This is BERGAMOT 22. Okay, guys, and coming in at the 4th spot, this fragrance comes from the house of Bond Number 9, and this one is Bond Number 9's Eau de New York. Now, if you look at the bottle, there's a lot going on color scheme wise on this bottle, and that's kind of sort of what you get on the inside. Organized confusion. But this fragrance is freaking fantastic, man. Like a nice, uplifting, citrus-based fragrance. This one right here is the one that you want to put your nose on. Again, for the summertime, to me, this is highly underrated. Maybe because, again, in my opinion, it's the hate that Bond Number 9 receives in the fragrance community, kind of at large, that people don't really talk about this one. But again, when you talk about a nice citrus fragrance for the summertime, this stuff is awesome because it's great performance. I get over 9 hours of performance on my skin from this one. And again, it's just, you got, I think, lemon, you have lime, you have grapefruit, just a host of citrus notes in the opening, and they're very, very sharp and piercing, but they smell fantastic. And like I said, man, you get great performance out of it. And it's really hard to find that in fragrances that kind of have this compositional makeup. But again, I can go on and on about this one because I really, really like it. Put your nose on it from the house of Bond Number 9. This is Eau de New York. All right, guys, we're down to the top 3. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. In the 3rd spot, we have a fragrance going back to the house of Creed, and this one is EROLFA. EROLFA. Now, I made a video, I think about a month ago, when I talked about some Creed fragrances that were great for the summer. Now, I do understand that you could do a top 10 list of Creed fragrances for the summertime because a lot of their fragrances are made more, in my humble opinion, for the warmer temperatures. But I omitted this fragrance from that list on purpose because I knew that it was going to be on my top 10 niche list this year. One of the most underrated Creed fragrances, hands down, from the MALONE collection. Hands down, one of the most underrated. When you talk about the description of this fragrance, if you go to their website and you read what this fragrance was made to evoke as it relates to the memory and setting that this was supposed to evoke, they nailed it in this bottle. What you get when you smell this, really plain and simple, you get this nice vibe of a nice sea breeze, right? And imagine yourself sitting right by the sea, and you have an orange, you have a lemon, and you have a lime. You just have these fruits sitting right in front of you. You slice them open, and you get a nice, whiff of the sea breeze. That whole ocean sea vibe comes right across the top of those fruits. And they took that and put it right in this bottle. That's what you get with EROLFA. It's fresh, it's citrusy, you have a nice aquatic sea vibe, a nice sea breeze type of vibe with that nice signature Creed ambergris dry down. Beautiful fragrance right here, guys. If you never put your nose on it, again, take a look at this one from the House of Creed. This is EROLFA. Coming in at the number 2 spot, this fragrance did make the number 1 spot last year on my niche list. But it comes in at number 2 this time from the House of Xerjoff. This is Nio. Again, the most quality citrus fragrance I've ever put my nose on. One of the best, bar none, on the planet right here, Xerjoff Nio. And they did a great job showing what it is to make a quality citrus-based fragrance, because Nio is quality through and through. I absolutely love this stuff. Another one that I get great performance out of. I've done a full review on it, so I'm not going to go into a lot of specifics about it, but it is awesome. From the House of Xerjoff, this is Nio. And coming in at the number 1 spot, you had to be a great fragrance to knock Nio off of the number 1 throne from last year. And this one is a good one from the House of NISHANE. This is AMBRA CALABRIA. Now, this is a fragrance house for me that is gaining a lot of momentum. Everything from the house that I'm putting my nose on, I am finding that I am loving it. Now, not only do the fragrances smell great, but all the fragrances that I've experienced with NISHANE have great performance as well. And for this fragrance to be a fragrance that you can wear in the summertime, it has a nice citrus opening, but it has a nice kind of creamy vanilla, kind of cookie vanilla type dry down. Extremely unique, extremely unique how they combined the whole fresh citrus thing with a nice creamy cookie vanilla type dry down. And for the most part, you're able to get both of those vibes, the citrus and the vanilla vibe, throughout the life of the fragrance. But it does a great job of never at any point in time leaning too citrusy or too gourmand vanilla-like. And that's what I love about this fragrance. Again, not to mention the fact that I get 8+ hours of solid performance out of this particular fragrance. So guys, listen, I highly recommend this one. That's why I made my number 1 spot this year on the niche side for the summer. This is from the House of NISHANE. This is AMBRA CALABRIA. Okay guys, that's my time. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch this video. Of course, I know that you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, your boy, the BowTie Fragrance Guy, watching this video. And I sincerely appreciate that. Don't forget, of course, to like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos out to other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining, because I'm your main man, the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course I love to smell amazing. So until next time guys, keep looking good and keep smelling even better, because I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.